This is Mike Messier, and this is a special video. The type of people that everybody hates, or more to the point, the types of people that everybody hates. So you might be thinking, Mike, what the hell is this? Well, let's get into some of these types, and you'll find out where we all stand. The first type I have is the corrector. The corrector. Now, this could be like me. This is you can see the online version of this, of the corrector. Someone who, corrects grammar, someone who points out the differences between couldn't care less and could care less, which I do. I like to point that out to people. So everybody hates the corrector. Or if somebody says something and someone corrects them, everyone hates the fucking corrector. The next one is the clarifier. Now, typically when somebody clarifies something, they know the goddamn answer they're looking for, and they're just needling and pencil decking someone to get clarification, when in fact they're just trying to stall the conversation or just belabor the point. So the clarifier is a pain in the ass, and I can hear people already saying, well, I clarify questions, I just want to know what's going on. Everyone hates a clarifier. The comparer, the someone who is making comparisons all the time, always wants to compare your thing to their thing, or whatever the fuck. The comparer, nobody likes the comparer. You bring up a story, you're telling their story, and this other person, well, if you thought that was bad, the one-upper is similar, even worse than the comparer. The one-upper is the person that no matter what you say, hey, I went to a restaurant and they served me cat. Well, I went to a restaurant and they served my own cat to me. So whatever the fuck you say, this asshole is going to one-up your ass. The diminisher, this is someone that if you say you won an award, oh, really? Oh, that's an Oscar? No, it's not. They always, whatever you do, they diminish, they reduce, they take your mojo down a few notches, the diminisher. The ignorer is someone who's a fucking asshole. Like, you tell somebody something good, exciting, and they just ignore it. It's just on to the next subject because they don't feel it pertains to them, or whatever the fuck. Or similar to the diminisher, except they just totally ignore you. So that's a hard choice. What's worse, the diminisher or the ignorer? The superseder, that's a good one. Like, for instance, you say, oh, I can't believe it. I have this stub toe. It's causing me a lot of pain. Do you have any aspirin? And the other person says, I can't deal with that right now. My bank account, all my money's gone. I need to get on the phone. So whatever your problem is, your stub toe, whatever it is, they are superseding it with something more urgent and important. Okay? The next thing would be the interrupter. The person who always interrupts you. You're telling a nice anecdote, you're kvetching, you're bitching, you're telling your story, and this person interrupts you. And sometimes they interrupt, but it's always with the guise of, oh, I was just building upon what you said, or I was just agreeing with you. But the fucking interrupter interrupts you, you never get a fucking sentence done, and then they wonder why you don't tell them things anymore, because you fucking interrupted them too many times, and now they don't trust that you will share with them anything, because you know that whatever you say is going to be interrupted and dissolved. The complicator, the person who makes everything fucking more complicated than it should be. You say something, hey, we're going to go to see a movie. Oh, what time are you going? I think the movie starts around 4. Oh, okay. Well, I have an errand to do. Could we make that movie 7:30 instead? Well, actually, I wanted to go at 4 so I could, just pay the matinee, and I don't want to spend the extra money to see the movie at night. Oh, well, I'll pay the extra. Tell me the price difference, and I'll pay. So the goddamn complicator is someone who always has to complicate every fucking thing, and they always make your life more trouble than it's worth. You could just say, hey, asshole, we're going to the movie at 4 o'clock. Can you just go to the goddamn movie or not? But they have to make things complicated. The simplifier. You're trying to tell a nice anecdote. It's got all these wonderful side tangents. You're trying to have fun telling the story, and this person wants the goddamn Cliff Notes version of it. The simplifier is a pain in the fucking ass because they have no appreciation for nuance or subtlety or little side details. What the fuck else? The dweller, Now, the dweller is always going to dwell on their goddamn problems, but they might dwell on yours as well. The dweller is someone who always, like the revisitor. I just came up with that off the top of my head. I wrote notes for this shit, folks, in this thank you very much masterclass. This is the good work that masterclass is going to. The dweller fucking dwells on their problems and your problems and all the world's problems. They'll dwell on it until everybody's fucking miserable. The redundant reiterator, which is basically the same thing twice. So the person who just use redundancy, they say the same thing over and over again, and they reiterate, and they reiterate, and they reiterate, and they're redundant. The redundant reiterator, to make that point. I think this one says, the remedier, the person who has the goddamn remedy for anything. You could have an upset stomach, you could be having relationships issues, and this wise sage is always there to figure out your fucking problems for you. They're the remedier. They get the remedy, you just got to go to them and they'll tell you. But of course their lives are just as fucked up as everybody else's. The recommender, see, sometimes we fall into these fucking traps, don't we, folks? Where you go to these goddamn recommenders because you know they have some fucking suggestion to fucking tell you, but you always have a problem, and you go to this one fucking person because they can recommend something, and it's usually some asshole who's another piece of shit. So if you go to this fucking person's recommendation and they turn out to be a fucking joke, you hate the recommender because you're like, that fucking asshole who recommended you is a piece of shit too. The you shoulder, oh, that's a goddamn fucking piece of shit. The person who's like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. Well, look, you fucking asshole, why didn't you tell me that a week ago before I did what I fucking did? Well, you didn't tell them yet, so they couldn't have you shoot your ass. Oh boy. The I doer is a piece of shit. The I doer is someone who, no matter what the fuck you did wrong, they're just gonna say, well, you know what I do this and I do that, I do this, and they just fucking tell you everything that they do on a regular goddamn basis. Here's what I'm guilty of. The self-fucking promoter. Everything they fucking do is a self-promotion. Everything is a fucking YouTube link. Everything is a goddamn website link. Everything is a fucking buy my this or buy my that or fucking whatever the fuck. The goddamn self-promoter is a piece of shit. The introducer, the motherfucker who, they don't do anything, and nobody they know, but everybody they know does something, and they have to introduce all these assholes together. So the fucking introducer, everybody hates the introducer. The bad referral guy is pretty much the same thing. The introducer quickly segues into the bad referral guy. He gives you a referral, but it sucks. The you ought to watch guy, the guy who fucking tells you that you ought to watch this and you ought to watch that, and you should be on fucking Netflix watching this 20-part miniseries about bullshit that you have no interest in. But every fucking time you fucking say anything, this asshole has just the fucking video series, and it's never like a 2-minute video either. It's a goddamn miniseries on Netflix, and if you say something horrible like, I don't have Netflix, you don't have Netflix, $7.99 a month, how can you not have Netflix? So this asshole's a piece of shit. Let's see what the fuck else. The You and a Watcher, this one I can't even fucking read. I wrote these notes like 2 weeks ago. Whatever the fuck. But, so I like all these goddamn things. So if you're any of these fucking things, you're the type of person that people hate. Which is everybody. I mean, everybody's on this fucking list. In one way or another, we're all pieces of shit. And it's just comedy. It's just fun. These are the types of people that everybody hates. Mike Messier, this goddamn YouTube channel. Feel free to like, subscribe, all this bullshit. The people didn't notice I dyed my hair today guy, that'll be me. Nobody fucking complimented my fuckhead for my hair dyeing. So MikeMessier.com, please like and subscribe and all that horse shit, and more comedy's on its way. Mike Messier.